Hey, I hope everyone is doing well. I hope you're enjoying the summer, and I hope you're safe from any earthquakes, tsunamis, volcanic eruptions, and whatnot. But I have talked a lot about the Mediterranean recently. Have talked about Greek islands. We've had the devastating earthquake swarms at Santorini in February. Crete is rumbling with higher earthquakes. We have a lot of underwater volcanoes, but we haven't covered them all. And I think there's some that you didn't know about. There's active volcanoes in Greece that you didn't know about. And that's why I'm telling you today. So stay with me, guys. It's going to be interesting because Greece alone is a country that is very, very interesting, rich in history, breathtaking landscapes, beautiful water, beautiful buildings, but home to large volcanoes. Many tourists don't know about this, are not aware, and these volcanoes have shaped the country's terrain over millennia and still do. And some of these volcanoes lie within popular tourist destinations that are drawing thousands and millions of visitors each summer there for their beautiful beaches and scenic views, but very few, I bet, are aware of these sleeping giants or not so sleeping giants that lie beneath them while they're sleeping on the beach, getting red like a tomato. So the cataclysmic eruption of the Santorini volcano more than 3,500 years ago, or the steaming craters of the island of Nisyros, are only two of the volcanoes in Greece that maybe people might know about. Although I have my doubts that maybe now Santorini's on the map because of that earthquake swarm. But before, did people know when they're swimming in these pools that are hanging above the cliff, did they know about the earthquake risk, that they're sitting on an active volcano, and that they might not be built to codes and might slide down the hill with these earthquakes? I bet you they didn't. All they are interested in this selfie, they call it Instagram Island. And there's millions of people coming to Santorini. This year, 40% less because of this earthquake swarm that lasted for 4 weeks that was all over the news. Could have, if there had been a bigger earthquake like it did in the past, 1956, could have triggered a tsunami, a small eruption, landslides, all that stuff. People were evacuated from the island, so tourism industry is down 40%. Local islanders say, that's great, now our island looks more like the island it was because it was becoming badly overcrowded. So now I tell you about the other guys that are also there in Greece. The country's volcanic activity is concentrated along the so-called Hellenic volcanic arc. You see this here on the map. We've talked about this quite often. This arc is like a 310 mile, that's 500 kilometer, a long chain of volcanoes formed by a subduction zone. That's always where we have a subduction zone, we do have volcanoes. So the African tectonic plate is subducting beneath the Eurasian plate. And so it's going into the Earth's mantle. It gets recycled there, heated up, and it's blopping up as magma. That's why we see the volcanoes. And this Hellenic volcanic arc stretches from the Peloponnese in the southern part of Greece's mainland to the Dodecanese Islands. And it's encompassing both active and dormant volcanoes. The active ones are the ones that we want to look at today. So among all of these volcanoes are 5 volcanoes especially that are classified as active to this day. So which are they? We want to know which are the active volcanoes in Greece today. But the question of how many volcanoes are active in Greece sounds pretty simple, but slightly more complicated than it might seem. Because depending on the scientific definition of what constitutes an active volcano, most scientific organizations agree that there are 5 volcanoes that are active in the country, but maybe more. We have Santorini. Looks like a crater. It is a crater. Includes both the Nea Kamenni, that's this little island inside the crater, and the Columbo underwater volcano. I would not count Santorini and Columbo as one. Columbo is roughly 7 miles off the coast of Santorini. Then we have the volcano of Nisyros and the volcano of Methana. Then Milos and Yali. So the Smithsonian Institution's Global Volcanism Program identifies these 5 Holocene volcanoes in Greece. They are considered active based on their geological activity. Holocene, in case you might ask, is a term that refers to the current geological period that started approximately 11,700 years ago. Of course, Santorini is most likely the most famous of all these volcanoes in Greece, with Nea Kamenni and Columbo. I think many tourists, maybe when they look at Nea Kamenni or they go on a tour and they see the lava, maybe then it comes to them that underneath them is a magma chamber and there's a land rise taking place at Santorini, guys. We know what that means, at least the ones that watch my channel on a regular basis. If you don't, guys, do not miss out. Please subscribe. I can tell you, you should. The recent earthquake swarm that has plagued Santorini has really sparked a lot of public debates about the volcanoes. And especially, and that's interesting, not only in Greece, but really extremely in Turkey. And very, very good information was coming from the Turkish scientists while that earthquake swarm was going on, because their coastline is at risk should there be a big tsunami triggered by an earthquake or an underwater eruption. It has brought the topic of other volcanoes in Greece back into the spotlight, and that is good, because many of them are known to the general public, and that includes the locals, not only the tourists. I mean, Santorini is known worldwide for its stunning caldera, but is it really known for its caldera? Or if you say Santorini, everyone thinks white painted houses with blue roofs and these cliffhanger pools. But it was formed by a massive eruption around 1600 BC. These are the edges of a caldera, the monsters underwater. This event has shaped the island's landscape, right? But has also contributed at that time to the decline of Crete's Minoan civilization. Yeah, visitors can explore that today. Nea Kamenni, they can go there, currently has a lava dome in the center of the caldera, had an eruption in the 1950s. You see that here. And we have other ones. Nisyros is a small Greek island. Well, where would the island have come from, right? That has one of Europe's youngest volcano. Its crater is dubbed Stephanos and has a clearly defined shape that can be seen from above, really clearly. Its distinctive shape is covered with yellow sulfur deposits and bubbling mud pools. So even the most uneducated person might think that something's going on there because everyone knows Yellowstone and the mud pools, right? So the Nisyros volcano has last erupted, it's not that long ago, in 1888, but now we have underground geothermal activity that continues to shape its landscape till today. You see, people are running around there exploring it. And then we have Milos. That's another popular Greek island that hosts a volcano. It's known for rich mineral deposits. They must have come from somewhere. Stunning beaches. Milos is home to a dormant volcano that last erupted 140 AD. So if you want to fall asleep on the beach, maybe that's the island to go to in terms of safety from volcanic eruptions, but it doesn't save you from tsunamis. I just released a video about the high tsunami threat for the Mediterranean that has increased, more alarming than they thought. Milos past has gifted the island with absolutely spectacular landscape, unique rock formations, and the hot springs, which everyone loves. And the island is very famous amongst lovers of beautiful landscapes because this terrain is very, very uniquely shaped by ancient eruptions. Then we have Methana, another volcano on a peninsula in the Saronic Gulf, south of Athens, the capital of Greece. Methana has a very unique feature. Methana has over 30 craters, guys. That even tops, I think, Camp Flegrei when it comes to craters. But the most recent eruption of the Methana volcano took place around 258 BC. So it's either overdue or dormant. Visitors can still hike through its rugged terrain to see evidence of past volcanic activity that is clearly visible. It's there. Then we have Yali. That's a very small volcanic little island near the island of Nisyros. And this place hosts a volcano that is mainly composed of like pumice, these volcanic rocks that are coming out from a volcanic eruption, and obsidian. And although it's not currently active, it's a prominent example of, I have to say, the beauty that ancient volcanoes can create. Some of the testament that they have left us from the past. It's less known than its neighboring volcanoes of Nisyros and Santorini, but it remains geologically very, very significant because it gives scientists valuable information about the past of the broader area there in Greece. And in addition to all these sites that are considered active, Greece is also dotted with extinct or dormant volcanoes. That means that they haven't exploded in a significant amount of time, and they are not expected to produce any major incidents soon. But you never know. But these include volcanoes on the islands of Aegina and Kos, as well as volcanoes on the Greek mainland as well, including like Evros, Pella, Thebes, and Corinth. Also home to the Susaki volcano. So is there an exact number of volcanoes in Greece? Do we know how many it has? So the problem is, because we have varying classification standards and, that's interesting, continuing discoveries, there is no clear scientific consensus regarding Greece's precise number of volcanoes. That earthquake swarm in Santorini was magmatic. There was a magma intrusion. Magma was going out of the magma chamber underneath Santorini. But they were also thinking, could this be, because this earthquake swarm was kind of traveling, could this be the birth of a new underwater volcano? It remains to be seen. There are still earthquakes in this area every day. So, of course, widely accepted Holocene volcanoes in Greece: Santorini, Nea Kameni, Columbo, Methana, Milos, Yali, and Nisyros. Smithsonian Institution's Global Volcanism Program says there are active South Aegean Volcanic Arc members. But nevertheless, guys, the other volcanic formations that are older than the Holocene epoch include, we could call them volcanic relics, like those that we see on Kos and at Susaki in Corinth, and additional structures like undersea volcanoes that might not even be discovered. Makes it difficult to determine a definitive number. But now I hope you have a broader overview, guys. If you want to learn more about this area, check out my videos. Check out my latest video about the tsunami threat in the Mediterranean. I bet you didn't know that. Very, very interesting video. Or check out one of the others. Best is you subscribe if you haven't yet. Check out the links in the description if you want to support the channel and buy me a coffee. Click the join button to become a supporting channel member for behind the scenes stuff of my private life. And thank you for your supers. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And I hope I see you in the next one. Click here. Bye-bye.